What's up, everyone? Another back with more Factorio for you. Episode 40. And this is episode 40 of season 4, by the way, if you don't never really been to my channel or don't know much about the 14-year history of my channel. It's been here 14 years, kind of interesting. Lots of ups and downs we could probably talk about. Probably next year when I hit the 15-year mark, I'll kind of do a long thing about the history of my channel and stuff. Probably more for me than anything else, because I would love to do that kind of video. But anyway, we're really deep into this for 40 episodes. If you look at the past seasons, it's been 150 to 200 episodes. We're not even this far. So part of that is some of the stuff I'm doing off camera. We'll talk about that in a second. You can see me doing a build here on Novice. I was working on off camera, and you can see a foundry, which that's going to be kind of a thing to know about. And honestly, I would love to put a light right here because you can't see anything. But anyway, what have I done in between episodes? So last episode we set up green science or agricultural science on the last episode. Got the spidertron. No, I'm sorry, the spidertron on the last episode. Started setting that up. Got all that running, and then I said that we need to do a tungsten op on Volcanus because we're out of tungsten. It's only going to be a matter of time before tungsten runs out everywhere. Right now we got some of a backlog, but we need to get over there and set up a second op on a larger patch. So we're going to do that today. But first, I wanted to show that on Novice I've been very, very busy. I really want to keep cleaning out the old base. This is base 3. And it's not on city blocks. It is modularized. It's a modular train setup, and that's what city version 3.0 looks like to me. But you can see my old forges aren't even on electrical furnaces, which I never felt like those were very worthwhile anyway, because they take electricity, they're larger. I have lots of coal, so I don't really care if I burn a lot of coal doing it in these big furnaces. But those serve me well. These big furnaces serve me really well. But since I have foundries, it doesn't make any sense really to keep those furnaces going, those forges, because I have these kind of forges now. And you can see, yes, it looks like it's out of power, Nether. What's going on? But these forges produce 4 blue belts worth of iron plate. It does run out slightly. It's not full belts, and I think that's because I can't offload the plate perfectly. So there's a little bit of a gap there, but it's working very well, so I'm not really that concerned. As you can also see, the forge is a lot smaller, right? I don't need as many items. It does take more power, though, and that's why you can see some of these blinking stuff, and I'll get to that in a second. So I've made this iron forge. I made a new copper forge. You can see this one actually running. And actually, we can talk about, since this one is running, we can start talking about... one of the main reasons I want to do this, too, is I need liquid metal, right? Because the newer builds I'm going to do on chips... right over here is I'm going to use the foundry to get me the copper wire. Copper wire is having a real huge problem over here on my old chip builds with copper wire. It just can't keep up. I'm pumping out tons of it. You can see 8 red belts full of it, but it's split off between red and green, and so there's some issue there. I can make these chips a lot faster. You'd think, wow, that's pretty decent amount of chips coming out, Nether. Yeah, but it's not enough. It's taking too long to fill these trains. It's a huge bottleneck. So I need to improve that. I need to switch to new tech, right? So you can see right here, that's what I'm going to do. I can get 43.8 copper wire per second out of this thing for one machine. And if you go over here, these machines are doing 3 per second, right? So that's like 12 machines. Obviously much more compact, better on... the tick rate, or UPS, which I haven't had any issues with yet, but eventually I probably will. So this is going to be way better, and this is doing 6.7 chips per second, where I think this one's like 1 or 1.2 or something like that. Yeah, 1.5, and there's just way more machines. It's just not as efficient. It's more power efficient, but not action efficient, right? It's action deficient and also size. I can get way more chipsets out of this. So I need to give this thing liquid copper. I'm sorry, molten copper, though. It doesn't take plates, right? So to do that, I really needed these upgraded forges so I could do liquid copper right here or molten copper, as well as these plates. The same forge can do both. So what I'm doing here, you can see that it turned off the power. The reason for this is, and also real quickly before I get too far ahead of myself, I also made a steel one right here. So we've got steel as well. I don't have molten steel because there is no such thing, so that's not a factor. But anyway, now we're getting back to this. So one of the things I did have to set up, if you look at power, is our beacons were consuming I think it was like 1.5 gigs or 1.8 gigs just sitting online all the time. You can see we got 1,000 of them online right now, 1,068 actually, but I had like 2,000 of them online all the time or something even bigger than that. I had to put in a 5th nuclear plant here. And I was like, man, this is not going to work out. I can't just keep adding nuke plants, right? The nuke plants give me 700 megawatts or something similar. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it seems like a lot when I started making them, but it really runs out fast when you start using, foundries and stuff. These foundries take a lot of power. I think they take 80 megawatts apiece. Where is that? I looked at that setting. Right down there at the bottom, you can see 21 megawatts, right? Plus 800%. That's because I'm using so many beacons and all these production modules and stuff. Just takes a lot more. So to combat the beacons, they're consuming power all the time, whether they're being used or not. Technically, they're always being used. They're always speeding up the machine, right? But if the machine's not active, it's a waste of power. So what I did is I set up this kind of neat system here where I can turn them off. I use this, power switch, and it disconnects the power. As you can see, it's connected here, and then from here connects to here, right? So the switch has to be enabled like it is now to get that power flowing. And then what I did is I set up this system over here that says, hey, either the belt has to be empty, right? And you'll see in a second, the belt has to be empty, right? Plates equals 0. If plates is 0, give me a signal, right? A checkmark signal. Or it needs to be pulsing at 1, which means there are plates flowing, right? So when the plates are flowing, it'll blip. This thing pulses. And so if I'm getting either of those signals, it means I'm using the plate, right? Somebody came to pick up plate, and it's being used, and it's flowing through the belt. Well, when it flows through the belt, it tells this thing to start working, as you just saw. When there are barrels here, this thing says, hey, there are barrels in the box that I'm looking at. And this gives me a little bit of a, this adds a delay. So you don't want this thing to pulse the switch on and off. As you can see, this thing is pulsing, right? You don't want it to pulse on and off on your power because it makes the system jitter, and you don't get full movement of the system. You're not going to get full items per second output. So what I did is put this delay in. If there are barrels in this box, put the power on, right? Keep the switch connected. So this takes some time, as you can see, because I have different levels of inserters here. This fast guy obviously is putting stacks over here, right? Or like 4 or 5 at a time. And it sits here. And this just reads if there are barrels in this first box right here. This takes about 10 seconds to kind of run its course. And when it's empty, it shuts itself off. Like you can see, if there are barrels, give a signal. If there's a signal, turn on. And so it makes that connection, and this whole thing runs. And that turns not just the foundries, which I'm not sure how much power. They do consume some, I think, when they're not active. But the beacons are consuming the same amount of power all the time. It was a huge amount. So if we look at my power over, I would say, a couple of hours, let's say. Let's try to go to... Oh, we can't. I thought there was a way to change that. Yeah, it's not... I can't get it to do it for some reason. Yeah, okay, they changed this a lot. You used to be able to set like a longer time period. But you would see accumulators really high. You can see it dropped way down now. It's only at 425 megawatts. And now I don't need to have more and more and more. So before I started doing this, and I did it on all my builds, if you look at other builds, like, I don't know, I'm just going to pick one at random. Well, that's running, so that's not going to be helpful. If it just had a few, like this one doesn't have that many, so I just let it run. It's like much smaller than other builds. Let's see, what build has it? This definitely does, Green Science. It's turned off because all these guys were consuming tons of power. So it's like half a megawatt each, right? So, and I'm using tons of them. It was just consuming tons of power. So I shut that system off. I shut all these systems off. I went through my whole base and added it anywhere there were large builds. Like these are all large builds. I added it all through here. When the system, before I started doing this, the system was trying to consume 3 gigawatts sometimes. And even adding a lot more nukes, I was not going to really be able to keep up. And this is not the full build of this base yet. I'm going to be bringing more stuff online, especially as I convert from 3 to base 4, basically. It's going to consume even more power. I can even use more beacons. And some of these builds, the older builds like this one, I got to rebuild this. This is not going to be fast enough, right? It can go way faster. So that was a really early build of base 4. So I'm going to use more beacons, which means I'm going to have more power problems. So anyway, I wanted to show you that, and I'll be tearing down these old forges. I've already redirected all the trains off these old forges. I just wanted to show you before I tear them down because they're so cool. This is one of my most watched episodes of setting up these forges. They look really sweet too. Just the way they run like a circuit board, right? I mean, that's what Factorio is. I have not moved this one yet. I have not duplicated the brick one, but I will do that soon. But I've also mostly done these. It looks like here's one I haven't done. Let's tell this guy to go to a new place. I just need to change this here. This is wrong, so let's add the new guy in there. I think it's just steel outbound. Let me try to find it. Only thing I kind of don't like is that these don't sort alphabetically, so it's a little bit of a pain, but that's okay. We want time past 30 seconds. We'll just do 30 seconds. Let's save that and kill this, and he'll go there. There we go. Oh, he won't. Go to this. Get that. Right? You're out of steel. All right, there we go. We'll just watch this engage really quickly, and you'll see how it re-engages the whole system here. Oh, this one's not working. So let's check this out. Why isn't it working? It's on pulse. It's on hold. These are working. This is set up correctly. Ah, this is set up to power. Ah, this is not set up correctly. So what I'm going to do is paste this thing down. This is actually my full build for this. And all I need to do, all I really need, I don't need that. I just need this and copy that over. There we go. So that now is set up to say, hey, when you get that signal, engage. Okay, so there we go. Now this thing's running. I'm glad I caught that on camera. It was kind of cool too. So you can see as it's running, it's going to stay engaged, right? It's going to keep producing more steel. Once it has enough steel, because it's all backed up, right, it'll stop. So that's perfect. It's a perfect system. I sort of checked it out online, but I made some modifications because it didn't do what I really wanted it to do. But yeah, that's a perfect system. That's great. Anyway, so that's what I did. Upgrading stuff on Novice. Really loving this system. It's really fun to watch. I just wish it would stay at the high fidelity at further away ranges because I think it looks really cool. I love my city block approach here and all the concrete and everything. So cool. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to give you the book upload for this because I have those my city block build in here all set up. It's really, really sweet. Great grid. The next thing I did is instead of going to Volcanus, which is what I was going to do, I was like, I'm going to try to do it remote because I really need to go back to Novice for the next Fulgora, the next planet, right? So I don't want to go to Novice in person. I'm just going to go there and try to set it up remotely. I've been doing a lot of remote. It's really easy to do. So we go to Volcanus. We can see I set up a spidertron attack party, right? With rockets and everything. Everything's already set. I got repair bots, all the whole works right here. And I can drive them remotely if I just use the remote here. I can move them around. They all have let's get them off the train. It's not going to move, but in case it does. But I've also set this thing up with 3 legs each. This is a pretty good amount. I'll start working on quality pretty soon. I'm just not ready for that. But I want to kill the worm with this because I need this big patch right here. This is a 5 million patch. Oh, there he is. There's a worm. Let's go check it out, see if I can kill this guy real fast. It should be really easy with these guys, and I can move them out of the way. There we go. They're going to work on this guy. Should be really simple. Uh-oh, he's going after him. We can move around really easily. And because they're spidertrons, they can just walk over things. Why are they leaving to repair? Uh-oh, we're walking on... Oh, I lost one. Oh, I lost... What? Is he shooting some stuff at them? Oh, he's dead at least. Oh my god. Well, that sucks. I only got one now. Wow. Okay, we're gonna need way more of these guys. I guess they're shooting things at these guys. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, I need to deploy more spidertrons. So what I'm gonna do is just go like this. So the way I have this set up, and let's just copy paste. That'll get this guy set up with everything he needs. But I only got one spidertron on here, so we'll have to wait now till this thing resets. So I want at least probably 8 spidertrons now. I did kill this guy. I don't know. Oh, he was right there. Okay, so I got to kill this guy as well. That's good. At least it opens this up. I don't have to worry about that guy. But I need to kill this guy. Gonna need to kill this guy eventually. I think calcite's probably good. I just need to reset these relatively soon. I think we still have a lot in this patch, so maybe I'm not super concerned. But I really need to get the tungsten. So I think I need to do maybe more hit and run tactics here. Again, I've got lots of stuff coming in. I'm not really concerned. Let's check the thing. Yeah, he's already fully ready to rock. Now at least we have 2 of them. I can just select them like that with the remote. 2 is good, but I really need more. So let's actually, what I can do is set this up, and this is how I did it. Let's get 4 more of these guys, which means the thing's going to have to go back and forth a lot, but let's set all the settings for these, so when they come online, and this guy should be picking up another spidertron. What I'm going to do, though, is say, why don't you get 4 of these? And that's not a huge ask, because I don't want to wait for it to go back and forth too often. So now it's gonna ship those up for me, and I'll get 4 of them. So I'll be back when I have 6 spidertrons. Hold on. Okay, we're back. This took a while, mostly because I was waiting to get rockets, because each one of these things has 500 rockets, right? So I duplicated the rocket setup here. That's going to give us 2,000 rockets just waiting around in case we, have to replace spidertrons or something similar. And that, or just need to reload, right? Because we could shoot off like half of our rockets. That's with 6 spidertrons. That's like 1,500 rockets or something like that to reload everybody. And so that way we won't have to sit around and wait. It'll instantly reload us. So I set that up. Everything is good to go. These are the last 2 guys that needed set up with rockets. Let's grab all our guys. We'll call the Strike Force Beta now. Right, Alpha was pretty successful. We killed 1 worm. We lost 3 guys in the process, though. Let's try not to lose any guys this time. And I think with 6, we should have a lot better chance of doing that. And also now knowing how the worms react to spidertrons and maybe how to keep them safe, we can do that. Now, obviously, I don't know where this guy is, so let's just crawl around. And there he is. There he is. Careful now. Oh, good. Shoot right at his head. Just go in there. Swoop in. Let's get this guy dead. Let's get him. Okay, he's shooting at me. Let's keep moving around. He's dead. There we go. Way better. Much, much more successful there. Hardly lost any, took any damage. Just this guy took the brunt of it. He's dead. Okay, now we can claim anything in this area. We'll be good to go. That is the old worm sign, I think. Yeah, there should only be 1 worm per. And yeah, you can see it kind of unlock this area for us. We're not going to go after this patch over here. We don't need that yet. I actually did move a couple of the drills that were just sitting there not doing anything. We have plenty of calcite. I'm not worried at all about that. Let's relocate the spidertrons now to this kind of jumping off area or prep area. I'm also going to remove this. I already know where the tank is. Spidertrons are going to be there anyway. There we go. Nice. So took out the worm. Now it's time to get this 4. Oh, that's the small patch. We do need this big one. Okay, we need this. So we'll have to kill this guy anyway. This might be bigger guy. We'll see. Let's get a reload before we do anything. We used some rockets, not that many actually. Let's just move over here to make it easier for these guys. And we should be able to very, very quickly reload these dudes. There we go, loading up tons of rockets. Nice. Again, I'm really hoping that this guy's going to be a small as well. I have not encountered a medium or large, which I'm guessing is going to take a lot better technology. By that, I mean maybe just even better spidertrons. Like, these guys are just the vanilla ones, right? I can't wait to get, like, epic spidertrons or something like that. I've been looking at how to work with quality. It's not super simple. It's a little bit complicated, but I'm sure once I figure it out, it'll be no big deal. All right, let's go kill the other spider, the actual one we needed to kill. Well, I mean, the worm. We had to kill both, but we got to kill this other guy. There he is. There he is. Is he a small? Yeah, okay, let's go in and just kill him real fast again. Move around, and he's dead. Yep, he's dead. Boom. Okay, let's get out of that damage right there. Nice. Very simple. Nice op, guys. Oh, we lost a dude. Did we lose a guy? We did. We lost 1. Well, 1's down. Still successful. It's too bad that we lost 1 right there. Let's make sure that they don't try to replace him out here in Nowhereville. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's pretty decent. I'm not too concerned with that. It's nice to just lose 1 guy instead of losing a bunch. Now let's replace him, because we definitely need 6 of these. So let's get another one. Let's go like that. But this guy will be built up, no problem. Let's copy paste as well. There we go. I'm also going to move. Let's move these guys down here so they can get them. It's a little bit easier for them to get rockets and stuff. And then I don't think I can move this guy, but that's fine. He'll build. Okay, so that is done. We have now got this patch, 4.8 million, 5 million, and 3. We're good. Tungsten, we're good. We can mine this probably. They only care if you put stuff on that other side of that line, I think. So I think we can mine right here, and I don't think it'll be a problem if we need to. We don't need to, but if we did. Now, what I'm thinking is I'm going to need to probably just build track to get, and it'll get me also power, because a lot of my track builds have power built in. So let's look at this guy. Yeah, that's a lot of concrete. So I might duplicate this and take out all the concrete and stuff. I don't need that. All right, so I got it done. It's kind of a funky track. Obviously, when you're going over lava, it gets pretty funky since I don't have foundation yet. But it works. Here's our station. It'll do all 4 cars and 2 trains, just like we always like to do. I haven't named it yet, so let's go over here to the old operation. And let's copy this name and then put it over here. We also have a color. So there we go. We'll call this one Outbound 2, right? This is number 2. Oh, not V2, just 2. I'm going to name the other one 1, just so we kind of, can keep track of this. Well, I'm gonna kill all this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Whoa, there's still some, well, kind of a lot of tungsten here, actually. Is this a 3-car system? I thought it was a 4-car system. What we should do, though, is take these down because we might want to use these. I don't want to make, 500,000 more drills. So let's do that real quick. They'll come out here and get those. I don't need to do anything here, except I'd like to pick up, the last of the tungsten. That'd be kind of nice. I thought this was a 4-car system. Oh, it's also a double header. That's good for us. It doesn't matter for me because I'm only going around once, so I didn't know we had a double header set up here. But it's good to know we only have 3 receivers, not 4, because I have not built this yet. So what we're going to do is let's lay out, let's see, a 3 belt system, right? We're going to have 1 maybe here, 2, and 3 possibly. All right, there we go. This is all pasted in. It's just going to take some time to build, which is fine. We were producing some belt here. Obviously, we just checked that, but we're not producing a ton. We're having a shortage on... Actually, why don't we do this, too? We want a little bit more belt just kind of hanging out when we want it. Yeah, we're having a problem with getting gears. We don't have any... I can't put production, I don't think, on this. No. Oh, I can. Okay, we'll put that. Let's probably get a couple more of these guys, because we need this to move way faster. There we go. Also, yeah, we want way more than 20 plate. Let's put 200 plate in here, because we want this thing to hustle, not just chill. Yeah, we want 400 gears in here. That's probably a good idea. And so it'll build kind of as we wait here. And I'm not going to make it wait, I think we're good to go. I just want to run the train through there and see if it'll actually work. Let's go to Outbound 2 and see if it'll work. Oh, cool. It's actually changing color. Now, it's really slow. It's only got 1 engine. It's dragging an extra engine. It's pretty full, too. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. All right, so this is working. That's good. Well, if it didn't work, it wouldn't go there. So that kind of tells you exactly what's going on. But that's kind of nice. Getting a little bit of uptick there. And now the tungsten is actually coming in. That's great. It's coming in very intermittently, though. I guess that's fine. It won't really matter that much. Really, we just need to fill these boxes up. So this guy will fill up over time, and then we'll watch to see if he goes back to base, and then we're good. All right, so it's coming back to base here. Coming back in. Okay, we've got a nice new supply of tungsten. No problem at all. It didn't need to reload, so, we didn't need to do that. But it shows that it's working. That's all that really matters. And again, for calcite, we won't need a new patch for a long time, so I'll deal with that when it's a problem. That's it for this episode. Next episode, what we're going to do... Actually, no, that's not it. What I wanted to do is on Novice, let's go add space platform, because I want to make a new one for Fulgora. We'll call this one USS Fulgora. Okay, and I want it on Novice. Starter pack, sure, I guess. It doesn't really matter to me. What I'm going to do is let's... Oh, this is 1701C, right? Let's number these. Now, no, that's the model type, right? This is 1702B. It's the B model type, and it's the second version of the ship. So we'll call it that. Let's create that. Then it's creating it. It's going to take some time. A starter pack for this platform has been requested. Let's go. Well, no, that's not it. Here they are. So it's going to launch out of one of these guys. Yeah, there it is. I'll build that ship off camera because it might take a while. We're going to build the same ship as what we're doing for Volcanus and Gleba. If it gets demolished because there's more asteroids coming in, we'll deal with it when it's a problem. Again, I don't want to create a new ship layout if it's not necessary. This is a really hardy ship. It never has any problems at all. I think the next thing I might have to do, though, is switch out to piercing rounds, possibly, and kind of upgrade our military tech or anti-asteroid tech that's on this ship. So I might have to do that for the next version. That'll be 1701C, I guess. If it's a way different shape, we'll give it a new model number, too. like a 1800 or something similar. That'd be kind of fun. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Hope to see you on the next episode. Stay frosty.